If you're struggling to get your local business found on Google, you're in the right place. This video is a deep dive into how to pick the right domain name and hosting for your business. And it's actually a small part of my full AI website build masterclass. I'm showing you the exact steps to go from zero to a professional SEO ranked site using my custom GPT and Divi 5. Let's get into this session. And if you want full picture, the link to the complete build is in the description below.
So we're going to start off with the GPT here. This is a program that I made for local service businesses that want to start a business. They know what they want to start, but they don't know anything about SEO. They don't know anything about what they should call themselves or what the domain name should be or anything like that. So we're going to click on this domain and hosting picker for local edition. And this is going to give you a business name, service area, budget, and it's going to give you options and everything else. So let's click on this. I will put a link to this GP in the description below so you could follow along if you want to. This is for people that need this kind of help. So we're going to click on start here. And what happens is it prints you out a intake form that you need to copy this whole intake form and just like that. And then you paste it into the chat right here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to answer all these questions. So do you have a business name? If you don't have a business name, all you're going to do is put here the niche that you want. So I'm going to put in here handyman. And so you just keep answering these questions. So primary service, it's going to be handyman. So if you're a hairdresser and maybe you have a name in mind, like Sally's Hairdressing or something like that, put that in there. Maybe you want to be a contractor, race contracting service, something like that. You have secondary services, you can put that in there, but it's optional. Now the town that you're based in. So fill out this. I'm going to do the same, and then I'll come back when I'm done. I fill this all out, so let's just go over it for a minute. For business name, like I said, handyman, primary service is handyman. I don't have a secondary service. The city that I'm living in is, that I'm going to be working out of too, is Milford. State is Connecticut. Service areas that I'm going to cover is going to be Orange, West Haven, Stratford, Derby, and Ansonia. Include city in the domain name. If you know nothing about SEO, I would click yes on this. Unless you are certain you just want to have a branded name or a branded website, that's another thing, but it's harder to rank for branded than it is if you have the domain or if you have the city in your domain name. Do you already have the domain? No. How much are you willing to pay per month for domain hosting? $20. Goals. The goal is going to be for calls. I put down here, need an email address. So you want to have a business email address that people can get a hold of you at. The launch speed, I put 60 days. You could put 30 days, whatever you want to do. Tech comfort level, I put beginner because most of you out there are probably beginners at this. And so I would do that. If you're immediate, intermediate, or advanced, whatever, put it there. Preferred domain name extension, I recommend .com. I don't recommend .org, .net, this, that, and the other thing. .com is the preferable extension because that's what people recognize. Website structure. The main city that you want to rank it is, for me, it's going to be Milford, Connecticut. Other targeted towns, I put the towns that I wanted to target. Physical address, customers visit. So customers do not come to a physical address, right? I go to their homes. So I put no. If you do have a physical address, like a store, or you have an office where people come in and talk to you, then you could put yes there. A service area business, do you travel to customers? Yes, I do. That's why this is no. Main CTA or call to action, I want to just have call now. So this is filled out. Now, if you made a mistake and you click on this button to go, it's going to tell you you made a mistake. So let's see what it says. So I have everything that they required. If it didn't have everything, it will tell you up here what you need to do. And then you just fill out what they want. So I'm just going to type in run here and it's going to do its thing. So I'll come back when it's finished and I'll show you what I got. Here's what the GPT came up with for the handyman. Domain options with Milford in the same name. So these are the suggested domain names. So you could look at all of these, figure out which one you want. I'll go through this right now first. and it's giving you the recommended by handymanct.com if it's available. Why? Because it's shortest, clear service in city state. It helps trust, avoids confusion with Milford and other states. So it's saying where to buy this. You could buy this at what's called Port One. It's a strong, cheap, and clean UI registrar that .com renewal prices show is $10.54. I recommend Namecheap. That's what I use all the time. So you could use whatever they suggest. But if you want to follow with my tutorial, you should use the same services as me. Although what I show you in the tutorial should resonate with any other registrar. They're just clicking here and there might be different places, but it's the same strategy, it's the same thing. So now hosting plans for beginners, they recommend Namecheap. So that's why I do everything in Namecheap. I don't do my web hosting on Namecheap because you can get free email with the hosting, which they say you can here too. But I just like HostGator the best for this, and that's what I'll be using. And it says here, if you want the cleanest domain pricing and separate email, you can use Porkbun. They say here why they don't recommend DreamHost and this kind of stuff, which we don't need to know that. So here they give you the full sitemap and keyword to page map called goals. All right. The structure is built for ranking in Milford first, then supporting nearby towns and converted to phone calls. So your core pages is going to be the home page, the call now contact page, services page, about, reviews, and service areas hub. And these are going to be the service area pages that we need to create. Now yours might be less depending on what niche you pick. Location pages, these are the locations that I picked to work in. Yours could be more or less. And then we're going to create these extra trust pages, the pricing, the FAQ, the blog tips, and everything else. And then this gives you suggested internal linking. So this is all about SEO. This is all about creating the right website. This is something that most local service businesses fail to do when they start a business and want to build a website. They just go ahead and build it with any kind of name and get any kind of domain name that doesn't make any sense to people that are looking for their service. So this is the correct way to do it.
Now, this is just one piece of the puzzle. If you want to see how this fits into your entire build, from the initial intake form to the final SEO output launch, you've got to check out the full website build video linked below. Before you go, if you got value from this clip, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone that you know that may be starting a business. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the rest of this series. All the tools, including my custom GPT and the Divi5 link, are in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the full masterclass.